Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Silent Run. Hope you're all doing well today. Having a good one. Right path looks absolutely suicidal. Having a look at the left path, probably. There's a super elite, but it's after the campfire, which could actually be good. Could also go down the middle and then take 2 elites after that first campfire there. Or 3 elites. I'm feeling really spicy with no campfire. That would be crazy, though. Yeah, right path just seems impossible. Looking at shops for the gold start. I honestly don't remember what I click on here. It is slime boss, by the way, so gonna be probably avoiding poison aside from noxious fumes. I actually take random rare, which is a bit of a gamba, and we found adrenaline, which might be one of the best cards. I actually am going right now. That's kind of diabolical. But I'm feeling so strong. I drew all my strikes in one turn. Immediately struck down by the Spire Gods for my hubris. That is an unfortunate opening hand. Ascender's Bane neutralized 5 strikes. What are the odds of that, someone? Anyway, only took 9, it's okay. Ghost in the Jar, first floor, that's pretty good. And Sneaky Strike over no damage cards. Take the shop after all. Tingsha's here, very sad. Literally a heartbreaker for me. Every time I see it go, a part of me dies. And I buy Dramatic Entrance because I need damage so bad because of the path I've committed myself to here. So Dramatic Entrance will always start my opening hand dealing 8 damage to everything. And we can upgrade that to deal 12 instead. Basically, AoE backstab. Blade Dance is there, I believe that was pretty good as well. Just trying to get as much damage as possible so we can get through these elites and not die. Ouch. Oh, I can Sneaky Strike. Very smart. Past me took a moment there to think and got there with a Sneaky Strike. Very good. And now while he plants his back, we can probably take that now over to the trash. I actually take max health. Could have considered healing there for however much that was 49 to 66, right? 17 heal. Would have been reasonable. And actually keep the nooch. That way we can weaken it on the appropriate turn. Hard to play skill against Norbert, of course. Gains the strength. So can do that to block instead. Then can go Blade Dance, then Adrenaline. So despite our best efforts to take as much damage as possible, we are still not quite getting there. And gonna have to Ghost in the Jar here. Brutal. But of course, we are taking a floor 6 elite with no campfire, so this is what happens. And our first relic is a shuriken. That's very exciting. So now whenever we play 3 attacks in 1 turn, we will gain 1 strength, and I even take an infinite blades. You're welcome. So that's a good power that'll put a shiv in our hand every turn, making it extra easy to proc the shuriken. And we've got sentries now. The nice shiv every turn will actually serve to be pretty useful here, I think. I really do love the shuriken. I wish it was more universally useful. Ironclad tends to have a hard time using it, and the defect does as well. And even the silent can have a hard time if you know, don't find the blade dances and whatnot. Should have played the neutralize possibly for the shuriken, but also wanted to keep the nooch. It's all good though. And look at this Infinite Blades go. Oh my god, it's insane. Sadly take the 10 here. Draw all block cards on the turn it's not hitting us. Of course. Should have kept a block card there, but I know I had lethal guaranteed, I think. Yeah, there's a shiv, of course. And strawberries here for 7 max health. A solid relic in this situation, especially. We're pretty low here, so also gains us to 7 current health. And also found a Vajra for 1 permanent strength. So it's like starting each fight with 1 stack of shuriken already. So we are certainly being rewarded here for taking these attacks. Certainly are encouraged to take more blade dance, stuff like this. Especially, again, we're going against Slime Boss, so Slime Boss likes to kind of do a lot of damage at once, big burst. Very sadly didn't draw Infinite Blades here. Considering playing Adrenaline here, I do. And play 3 attacks, possibly, this time, to keep, make sure I get the Shuriken proc there. Blade Dance a bit too important there. Also, there's not even another block card anyway. And took a prepared, it seems. I know we have the Sneaky Strike, so just a nice, reliable way to activate that can be quite useful. And Well-Laid Plans makes that actually reasonable thinking. 8 damage neutralized. Wow! And Bottled Flame is here. I'll be skipping that. Footwork versus Adrenaline is pretty tough. I'm going to take the Adrenaline though. If it was Guardian, perhaps I consider the Footwork instead. And we're offered a Footwork again. But unfortunately can't take the backflip if I also take the Footwork. And also can't card remove. It might still be worth it though, I do take it. And sadly have to let go of a membership card there, which would have been quite good. And it's asking for my Infinite Blades, very funny game. So we give the Explosive Pot away instead to Ranwood, which we just bought for all of our gold, very convenient. And Question card will allow us to see an extra card in card reward screens, so now we're seeing 4 cards instead of 3. This encourages us more to go to hallway fights, for sure. Hallway fights are already really quite good if you can get away with them without dying, but they're even better now. Very exciting. Of course, we'd love to find like a Prayer Wheel or a Toxic Egg now. That would be sweet. Toy Ornithopters here, which will heal us for 5 whenever we use a potion. Very nice. Happy to have some sort of sustain as the silent, of course. And took a finisher as well. Finisher going to be really good here with all that blade dance going on. And we found an Endless Agony as well. A perfect time for that sort of card. Essentially 2/3 of a blade dance, but it costs 0. And so that's going to help us charge the shuriken and then it goes away. Pretty good card. Would love to find a Terror right about now. That vulnerable the whole fight would be quite good. Could Adrenaline try to find a Blade Dancer right now, or Finisher rather? That'd be huge. Whiffed on it then. Keep it the Blade Dance, gonna try to find Finisher so I can do a big turn here. Actually whiffed on it, that's very sad, and Endless Agony. That's absolutely horrible. But hoping that Endless Agony plus the shiv we get from Infinite Blades plus the Finisher should get us there next turn. Checking the damage it does. It's already doing way more than it needs to. I actually should have hit more on the right. So now I'm considering hitting the right one instead. But that won't actually be all the way dead. I still do it anyway. Also, I don't want to get weakened. I'm more interested in doing as much damage as I can more than I'm blocking here. Because we are certainly doing a lot of damage and we're not blocking that much. That's our thing. And we got there. So a very easy slime boss on the back of Shuriken plus Blade Dance shenanigans. And very happy about that. Of course, Silent tends to struggle with the slime boss, so we managed to build a good deck for fighting him, and now we are out. And 4 rares here. Take a Phantasmal Killer, it seems, for more attack damage. Very exciting. I'm always a bit hesitant to click on that card. I don't love the it does the thing next turn thing, but gonna have to deal with that. And I took actually a kite. So now whenever we discard a card for the first time each turn, we'll gain an energy. People tend to think this relic, I think, is better than it actually is. Even if you're doing the discard thing, the fact that you have to usually spend an energy to get the energy by playing some card that discards is actually pretty bad. There are many turns where you'd love to be able to spend the energy on whatever you want rather than one of those energy on a discard card. However, Gamble, for example, is quite good. Prepared makes it quite good. And I suspect it will work out quite well here once we just add a few more cards like that. And I guess I just didn't like the other options very much. Got the Red Mask Bandits here. Pointy, Romeo, and Bear. I'd use a potion here. We may get another one, and this fight's pretty tough, and it heals us. So when you have the Ornithopter and the potions you have aren't amazing, you tend to want to try to get away with just playing them in a decent way. That way you can get some health out of it. It's less good to leave them on the floor when you have this sort of relic. Double Adrenaline is cooking. Get our Red Mask. The Red Mask, of course, applying 1 weaken to all enemies at the start of each combat. It's pretty good, especially in the fights that have artifact charges. You want to get rid of those, so that helps you strip them away. And this is a 10-card upgrade. Holy moly, that's good. So yeah, they upgrade all event, especially on the Silent, who has 10 basic cards. Or basic strikes and defense, I should say. Because Survivor and Neutralize are technically also basic cards, I think. But I digress. Definitely very good to upgrade all of your defense, especially as the Silent. And so you tend to not remove, as opposed to the Watcher, who would always click remove there in almost every situation. And interesting cards here. Take a Deflect for some cheap block. We do have a Footwork. And there's a Fumes, or excuse me, there's a Pellets. There's also a Snecko Skull, but we don't have any poison yet. Accuracy is here, which could be pretty good, but it looks like I'm taking this Pellets. So, nope. Accuracy, Acro is really good. Acro for the Kite, of course. And then Accuracy helping us do more damage with the Shivs. We did find another Blade Dance, and we have this Infinite Blades, of course, so very cool Shiv type deck going on here. Very fast with the double Adrenaline. And the Acro will help us smooth it out and draw the Finisher and the Blade Dance together more reliably. Slavers are here. Woof. Gonna use Draw Pot here, probably. Accuracy is good. And you could consider saving the all-out attack, or what is that called, a dramatic entrance, till after you've already gained 1 strength with the Shuriken, because it's technically dealing a little bit more damage because it's AoE. It's not particularly that important, though. If that one of them lives with 1 HP, though, you know I've made a mistake. This fight's going well. Happy about this. Didn't even draw the Finisher at any point till now, or the second Adrenaline, so wow, that was a quite good fight. And we found a Regal Pillow. Whenever we rest, we'll gain 15 extra health. Perhaps not so good here. We are already sustaining with the Toy Ornithopter and seemingly not taking very much damage, so I suspect that won't be getting much value this run, but it's okay. A little bit of insurance there. Second Accuracy I'm considering, or another block card. But it seems that I'm good. Those are a bit too low impact for past me's liking. Upgrade a Finisher. Could have considered Accuracy instead or something like that. IKEA Tiny Chest. Tiny Chest a bit late here. It might only find us like 1 relic for the rest of the whole run. Additionally, question marks may be chests anyway. Additionally, we may also find a Cursed Key, which will make that actually actively bad to have, because we wouldn't want to find chests then, etc., etc. So, Tiny Chest is simply just a very, very low value relic, and potentially negative to have. And so if you're finding it in a chest, you should consider keying it. I think, anyway. Take everything anybody ever says with a grain of salt. Test it for yourself, of course. Considering what to get rid of here, I'm certainly playing this finisher, so there's no way I'm doing that. That would be crazy. Another very good fight here. And get a lantern, giving us 1 energy at the start of each combat. That's pretty good. Silent loves having lantern in particular because you have the basically bag of prep, drawing you extra cards on turn 1, and therefore you could use the energy a bit more on turn 1 than the other characters in theory. So you love to see that. Still both adrenalines in there, it's pretty good. Could have considered using weak pot here. It didn't attack us again though, so glad we didn't, I suppose. And this alchemize, what I didn't mention, is actually pretty good. We have Torrentopter, of course, so gonna be gaining potions from that. Another Blade Dance or another Acro, both quite good here. I take the Acro instead. Hovering Kite makes it a bit too good. Another Footwork is here. Concentrate is also here, which is decent, but we don't have quite enough draw to support that, I would say. Simply too little. If we can upgrade it, it might become good then. But whatever. And we did in fact find a chest and a question mark, and that was a stone calendar. On the end of turn 7, we will deal 52 damage to all enemies. And that tends to not be particularly useful except sometimes against bosses. But if you need the stone calendar damage, you are in a bad position. So tends to be a bad relic, unfortunately. It has its moments though, to be sure. So far playing okay here. Got the double damage this turn. Ooh, it might be dead, actually. I'm probably not going to notice though. Yeah. It was dead. I did the mouse movement thing because I knew that I messed up. You don't expect to have 240 damage outright as the silent. It's not something that comes up very often. So, took a little bit of extra damage there, but we got through anyway. Kind of very strong right now. Second Alchemize is here. Wraithform is also here. And Wraithform is pretty good, of course. So I will probably be taking that, although it won't be the main focus of this deck or anything. Just a nice defensive layer. Second Alchemize is definitely a consideration, though. I do, in fact, take the Wraithform. I get a Flex Pot, and Pyramid is here. Over whatever stuff. May take the Collar instead. I do, in fact, take the Collar instead. The thing is, when you have Blade Dances, the Pyramid can actually be pretty awkward. It's hard to get cards out of your hand, and then shiv and whatnot, and have it be not really clunky. So even though Runic Pyramid is insane, probably on paper the strongest boss relic in the game, sometimes I'm just not feeling it. It completely shifts the way that you play. And I remember being a new player and like forgetting that I was going to be retaining my hand and then making plays as if I wasn't going to be keeping the cards, and then I kept the cards and I was like, whoops! I don't do that anymore, but I'm sure some newer players are not quite yet feeling the wow, this relic is so good thing. Tactician seems good. Gonna take that. Another shop from a question mark right before a shop, which is going to have another shop afterwards. Yikes. Could take Flash of Steel. Flash of Steel is really good here. But Shuriken, I do in fact take it. And I'm still going to this shop. Could have considered not going to this shop anymore. Going left instead for more hallway fight. So I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe I needed to go right here. We will find out in a moment. But yeah, the question mark shop into shop is brutal. You cannot get a shop the node after, immediately after a... You cannot get a shop at a question mark if that question mark is immediately after our actual shop. But you can get a question mark right before a shop. So that's a bummer. Ideally that would be coded out. It's no big deal though, really. It happens sometimes. It's a bit of a bummer. You have to know that it can happen. Just gotta know. His Darklings are pretty awkward. Our rate form is running out right now. I'm thinking about the calendar here. Surely that's not happening here. We're gonna die before that happens. The problem with Stone Calendar. If you need it to do something, you are dead by the time it does. That was weird. I could have just played the footwork. I had one more energy than I thought that I did. Avert your eyes, it's terrible, it's awful. Got there though. So I missed like 6 health there, I think. Or maybe 8 health with the footwork. And found a Cloak and Dagger plus. So that will be pretty good. Make more shiv. Make more shuriken number. Look at this. This is 3 strength right here. Now up to 4 strength. Transient a little bit spooky. Yeah, we don't find the damage cards on this particular turn. We could just take a lot of damage. Blind, sure. And I wanted to play either Killer or Infinite Blades, but I couldn't because I was taking like 9. That's a bummer. The form goes. Taking 11 again, this is not very good, but now we have Infinite Blades in play and we're drawing accuracy, should be fine. Ooh, taking more damage. This is bad. Take 21. Could have used the power pot just to find some sort of scaling that would have avoided all this. But I'm interested in keeping the power pot. It's a pretty good potion. Don't want to be using your good scaling stuff against Transient. That's a bummer. This fight kills itself in 6 turns. So made it through. We still have Alchemized, so we'll be able to gain the health back. Take another repair just for our kite. Deciding to rest, it seems. Finally using the Regal Pillow. Yeah, I did have to go this way, of course. So, going through that shop was a bit necessary, it seems. Ew! That's a bad hand. But she didn't hit us, which is pretty good. And where's our acros, man? Do they have like 3 of those now? This is brutal. That's Phantasmal Killer turn, by the way. Yikes. Down to 31. Okay, defend, take 10. Wraithworm at the bottom. Very sad. Good thing I didn't upgrade Wraithform hoping to draw it in this fight. That would have gone badly. Considering playing Wraithform just for next turn. Because we could outright die if we don't. I finally power pot because it's a disaster. It's hideous. It's disgusting. I didn't keep the wound. I should have kept the wound. Down to 7. Killing Repto now. This was wrong. But Stone Calendar goes off. So, sure. Yeah, that was absolutely hideous, disgusting. I think I was like, I thought I was dead and I was just waiting it to be over. That was absolutely terrible. I mean, I don't know how badly I played the fight necessarily. The end was weird. But I was just like, yeah, it's already dead to Stone Counter, so I'm just going to play attacks. I got an Entropic Brew, that's pretty good. More potions for more gas with the Toy Ornithopter. So, Toy Ornithopter is absolutely cooking here. But yeah, that fight was just a poor draw order, I think, and I was a bit tilted, so I was just like clicking cards. Happens to the best of us. Wraithform really good here. And I forgot to mention the relics. Did find a Pen Nib, which will double the attack damage of our 10th attack. And then also found a Mango for 14 max health. Not bad here at all. Going to the Uber Duber Elite. Discarded a real card over Tactician for some reason. Can't explain that one to you guys, not gonna lie. Explosive Pot Alchemize. This fight went well. So, Real Pillow did in fact start cooking in Act 3 here with some very bad draws. Giant Head is here. Giant Head is in peril, as per usual. Even have Wraithform just in case it actually hits us for 40 or whatever. Finisher is very hard to put on the right number and like have it be good, because you have to put it on like, let's say 3, and then go Blade Dance, Shiv, 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 Blade Dance, Shiv, 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 Finisher while it's on 9. So it's a bit tough to put that on the right number. I get rid of Wraithform. That's a bit ambitious, but I'm hoping to kill it out right here with Blade Dance and Finishers. Probably should Vulnerable Pot here. But I could probably do it now if I really want to. Yeah, it's hitting for like 200. It is lethal, actually, right? It was probably lethal without the Vulnerable Pot, to be honest. Whoops. Take another Acro. I found a Fossilized Helix. That's really good. That'll give us one buffered, or wait, yes, one buffer charge at the start of each combat, which will prevent the first time we take any damage. Whether that be 1 damage or 1 billion damage, it all gets blocked. Yeah, Shuriken definitely overperforming here, generally speaking. Just really, really, really good. It's like all of our scaling, basically. We do have accuracy and Phantasmal Killer, but they haven't been performing very well. Accuracy's been good. Killer has not been very good. Here we go. Double damage. Didn't have accuracy in play here. Shiz weren't doing that much still. Another footwork maybe clicked. It sure is. Going into Wookbird still, but gotta take them footworks when you see them, I think. Can block pot here and then alchemize. Got rid of a block card, that's questionable. Would like to block, probably. I draw instead. Just planning on using the buffer charge, perhaps. Play all my other stuff. Backflip just draws here. Wait, killer for sure. Kill the left cultist. Play my powers. I actually can still full block too. That's kind of crazy. Adrenaline Plus is a good card. Double damage here with accuracy. And it should footwork, yeah. Now taking 56 damage. Ouch. Would go to 11 times 4, I believe. If I footwork, so I don't. Taking a little bit of a chill pill on the powers. Gotta play the Wally plans though, and the Infinite Blades probably. Ew. Probably just block pot. Yeah. Seems good. And hoping to kill this very quickly here. The Shuriken's gonna be huge. Never once saw a terror here, by the way. That's very sad. Terror would have been pretty good. Piercing Whale blocks for 32 damage. Hoping to kill it though. Or not need to use the Piercing Whale to block. But seems I am in a pickle. In fact, still take 8, even though Piercing Whale blocked for 32 damage. Pretty good card. And calendar's going off here. I only need to do 7 damage. Put Pendant on 9. Which is probably the wrong number actually, but whatever. If I had Piercing Whale in my hand, I should have played it, right? Whoops. To reduce its strength. If I had Piercing Whale in my hand when I was splitting there, that was a mistake. And I saved it, so I'm pretty sure I did. Or else how would I have it in my hand at the end of the turn? So in case you don't know, you may Piercing Whale on the split turn, and then when it dies with the strength minus, it will then cleanse the it'll get rid of the buff that gives it 6 strength back at the end of the turn, so therefore it's just permanent minus 6 strength. But it will also cleanse any negative strength, so if you reduce its strength to below 0 with the Piercing Whale, it will just go back to 0 instead. So at best, you're getting it to 0 strength. Trying to save Pen Nib, but it's not quite happening. That's doing 108. I think, no, it's actually 100. Was it 36 times 3? That was 108, right? If it was times 4, it was actually fine. I believe it was 36 times 3 then. Time Meter's very spooky here, by the way. Very spooky. This was not the snail that we wanted to see, that's for sure. We were hoping to see a geometric shape and a delicious pastry instead. Breaking buffer here is also very sad. Woof. Getting rid of Endless Agony seems like the right click, but it's also like we have to draw it again later now. It's kind of gross. They don't really have cards that block that aren't defends, which is the main problem with my block plan here. But we don't have our upgraded Wraithform either. So we are truly going to the dome here. Cloak and Dagger blocks and backflip blocks. Other than that, though, we're not doing a whole lot. Maybe we can line up the Kill with Stone Calendar here. Taking 54 damage, my god. Piercing Whale will actually block for 36 here. Because of the vulnerable. Seems I'm not interested in wasting it here then. It's a bit too valuable to block for only 11. We can do the split thing again, reducing its strength permanently, or we can block for a lot. Play the shiv. But getting rid of Piercing Whale now, we're not nearly close to splitting here. And hoping to Wraithform instead, it seems. Phantasmal Killer for next turn. And hope to have a big turn here. with the stone calendar as well. Didn't draw a finisher, unfortunately. Still didn't draw a finisher, unfortunately. So now if I go Blade Dance plus 3 shivs, that's already like way too many cards. This is not working out because we still have to block as well. This is brutal. Absolutely disgusting. And it will split here, actually. Now we'd like to have our piercing whale back, but it's simply not here because I got rid of it. Oh, there it is. Nice. Do I remember this time? I did. I almost ended my turn right there, but I figured it out. And now he's at 0 strength again. That'll help quite a lot. Possibly the reason I won the fight. That top deck right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Might just be dead here. It's 85. Yep. GG's. So made it through the time meter as well. To thump, to thump, to thump. Deep Loss and Dread 2106. Got a lot of gold here. We'd love to find some good pots. That's a lot of health. That's a lot of health. Upgrade Wraithform probably. About time. Wraithform demands an upgrade, or else it's not really worth playing. And Paper Crane is here, which seems really good. Unfortunately, all we have to weaken is Neutralize, so it's actually not good. What past me doesn't really consider that very much and buys it anyway. That's definitely a little bit scary because one unupgraded Neutralize in a 42 card deck, 41 card deck, is just not gonna cut it. So hopefully from this one fight we have left, we can find a way to apply some weaken. Or maybe a potion gives us a colorless potion, gives us blind or whatever, something like this. There are multiple outs. Anchor would have been good to keep the buffer on turn 2 of the heart. This is brutal. Gonna have the duplication pop Piercing Well because of the artifact charge. So, would take 32 more damage here if I didn't do that. Instead only take 2. And now I'd like to turn around. It's honestly a miracle that this won. The block thing did not really come together. I found footworks, but like, it's not quite enough. And yep, again, Wraithform not showing up in time, a bit late to the party. I think buying Flash of Steel was a mistake. That was 100 gold. And I mean, like, that's the thing, it's like, people ask all the time, like, why didn't you buy X thing at this shop, right? Isn't that good? But like, just because it's good doesn't mean it's worth the gold. It's so valuable. Spending 100 gold on that, just that one card in my 40 card deck that helps a little bit toward a shuriken, doesn't actually make too much of an impact here, unfortunately. It sounded good at the time, but especially considering I was going to another shop right after, it was like actually very stupid in hindsight. Very comfortably wrong, I would say. And again, where is our damage also? We're Phantasmal Killered. We draw trash. It's very sad. So Wraithform's gonna run out in one more turn here. There's Killer again. Should probably be playing the Killer and then holding the Cloak and Dagger for next turn. I did not mean to get rid of that. That was like a misclick. And find a Horn Cleat and a Leg Sweep for our Paper Crane. So Horn Cleat, of course, will give us 14 block on turn 2. That's excellent. And I forgot to actually talk about Paper Crane, but what that does is it even further reduces the damage that monsters do when they're weakened. And that's why I was hoping to find something that applied weaken. So we did find a leg sweep for some very solid single target weaken. And I cannot play either of these cards because I'll break the buffer charge. I was considering playing Wraithform, but that's kind of like, ooh, do we just lose in, you know, after the 3 turns are up? And it is doing the multi-hit first, so we did draw Wraithform. That's very good. We can go footwork, piercing whale. Take 0. And then next turn, buffer the big hit. And then hope that we get back to our Wraithform before we die. That would be good. And can't really Blade Dance here, unfortunately, but that's fine. Can save them both. Boom. And now we're no longer frail. This is a bad thing about Phantasmal Killer. We'd love to do the extra damage right now with Phantasmal Killer, but we can't. And if we play it now, then next turn we're going to be taking possibly like 45 damage. We can't just spend all of energy on damage. So gotta block a little bit. So it's really quite awkward. I'm really quite low on Killer, to be honest. It seems like it should be good. It's just so awkward. I don't like it. There's, ooh, leg sleep, wow. But I can't weaken it because it's artifact charges. That's unfortunate. Still worth playing though for the block. And I do need to get rid of these artifacts because it's going to be multi-hitting, and I have a piercing wheel in my hand. So not sure how I'm going to get rid of that. I have to find this neutralize, which is actually coming up here. So I save the piercing whale, and then next turn we neutralize and then piercing whale. I consider blocking first, but I want to neutralize first before playing back because we're going to reshuffle, and I need to make sure that that neutralize is in there because I want to have it weaken as much as possible. Draw a leg sweep. So now I might be able to just leg sweep and not even play the piercing whale. Take 10 right now. There's defend, that's pretty good. Now I take 12. I mean, heal, block for 12, and then take 2, take 4, take 6. That's fine. And now its artifacts are gone, we can reliably piercing whale the next multi-hit, which is good. Play acro. And yeah, the turns continue to be a bit awkward here. Just not finding the blade dances on the turns where we want it. But that's okay, it happens. And here's a piercing whale turn to be short. Or a Wraithform turn. Yeah, this seems better. And once again, I can't really like play that many cards because we're taking damage again. So Wraithform maybe was better just to get that out of the way, and then that way we're only taking 1 damage to the beat of death instead of 3, which is brutal. Go Survivor, then Sneaky Strike first. Yep. Then Wraithform. Take 1. And hope to get out in 2 turns before Wraithform runs out so that we can actually not die. We have no more piercing whales, so this is getting very sus here. We need to kill this in 2 turns, basically. And yeah, gotta hold that for actual damage. Big damage this turn. And save finisher for next turn. It's already taking so much damage this turn. Double blade dance is in there, I see that. Can even acro here just to try to find one to keep my hand. Whiffed. Can get rid of anything I want, strike probably, and then that's fine. And then deflect. There's both Blade Dances, so it should die next turn. I have to be able to play the cards, though. That's the spooky part here. Defend, Blade Dance, Shiv, Shiv, Shiv. I can just finish her next. Yep. So just got there with a good use of my resources, so happy about the way I played that one, generally speaking. And we've done it! So very cool run, Ornithopter, healing for quite a lot. Real Pillow was not too impactful. We did like having it for the rests, but it's only 30 health total. So yeah, very cool. Shiv everything, gain tons of strength kind of run. A bit spooky towards the end there, but we made it through, and that's all that matters, of course. If you're still here, how have you not subbed? How have you not liked the video? Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.